All right, Shalom. Getting back into this lesson, it just cut off on me. So I went ahead and posted that lesson. So it's going to be a continuation, right? So this is something that I want to go into this lesson, my last lesson, Salakia. But this skit right here, it kind of really stuck out to me. So let me play some of it.
Y'all run into the club. Y'all run into the club. We run into the church. Y'all run into the club. I'm running to the church. Y'all run into the club. We run into the church. Y'all running.
Right, and so these silly women laden with iniquity. Right, they don't know. They don't even know why they going to so-called church. They don't even know what the word church means. Completely ignorant. They don't even know that this is the worship. They going, more than majority of them going into a so-called church on Sunday, which is already an error. And you'll tell them that, and they'll look at you like you got three heads. It needs to be these Jake women that say, I want a God-fearing man. But they want a so-called man to go into the pattern, the behavior, the tradition of the so-called Christian church, right? So let me play this one more time so you can see this silly shit.
To the club, we run. Y'all run into the club, we run into the church. Y'all run into the club, we run into the church.
And this is why a woman has to be led. If given into their own self, they would destroy, themselves. Give me 1 second. Right, and this goes to show you that the degenerate, dumbed down, demented, right, state our people in with completely ignorant, and combative. Most of our people are very combative when you address this issue, these facts that's going into the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. They get offended, right, and they just start, deflecting or start just pretty much dismiss what you're saying. 2 Timothy 3:6. But you got some of these sisters that's waking up, they coming out as foolishness. You got some of our sisters, they very studious, they know what time it is, and they not in this dumbed down, demented state of mind, right? It says 2 Timothy 3:6, for of this sort are they which crept into houses and led captive silly women, laden with sin, Salakia. It says, and led away with diverse lusts. Let's go to 7. It says, ever learning and never able to come into the knowledge of the truth. So they go into these Christian churches on Sunday. They don't even know what the word Sunday means. They don't know why they going on the so-called Sunday. They just going to see so-called white Jesus and hear the so-called choir sing, right? And show they outfits off, right, in front of the people, right? Wearing tight, revealing outfits to lure in a man, right? But not going there. They're going down. I had a lesson about that maybe about a few months ago, right? Going into why you so-called Christians go to the so-called Christian church. But it says ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. So that's all that matters is the truth, right? So if you're not getting the truth, that means you're getting lies. What's the opposite of truth? Lies, right? So let's go to this origin of Sunday. And I need to specifically do a lesson on this, but I'm going to hit a few points right here. Sunday. So going into this whole pagan calendar, right? All these days are pagan days, right? This is a Roman calendar that you own. That's why Jake keeping the Sabbath Saturday or Shabbat, Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, because they in their mind that is the 7th day. Yeah, that's the 7th day on this corrupted calendar, right? This is man-made calendar. The Most High gave us his calendar, which is the moon. The moon cannot be corrupted by man, and that's such a simple thing to understand. The Sabbath is based on the new moon, right? Point blank, period. It says at the top, it says yes. So if you don't understand this, I'm going to hit this point. It says, yes, the worship of the sun is connected to the origin of Sunday as a day of worship. It ain't got nothing to do with Shabbat of the Sabbath. It says the sun as a god. It says ancient civilizations worship the sun as a god because of its warmth and brightness. It says in the energy, light, and heat it provided for agriculture. It said the sun was worshipped by many pagan cultures, including those that worship Ra, Isis, Osiris, Baal, Mithras, Hercules, Apollo, and Jupiter, going back into the um, Egypt Empire, ancient Egypt, right? Um, the Greeks, which were the Edomites that took over, right? And then you had the so-called Romans, which were the Edomites, right? It says the name Sunday at the top. The name Sunday comes from Hellenistic astrology, where the planet that was in charge during the first hour of a day of the week gave its name to the day, right? Let's go here. It says from antiquity, Sunday has been held as a day of worship. Paganism was worship the sun on Sunday when so-called Christ came, right? So this is a new concept that our people do, but they just follow the tradition because everybody else do it, right? It's like a social construct, like the white and black false ethnicities is a social construct. Christian church is a social construct. Going to church on a so-called Sunday, and Jake run to these so-called churches as refuge, right? Let's go here. Let's go to this word church so you can get what church even means. Because a lot of our people, they don't know the origin of things. That's why they continue to fall for the same lies, the same traditions, right? So when you go to the word church, because Jake will throw that word, I need to go to church, bro. They ain't living right. But Jake is in another trap and they don't know it, right? Because that's all they know. When you go to the word church, it has different definitions. But the main one we are looking for is something that our people don't know because they don't know who they are. When you go into the word church, one of the meanings that comes up is the assembly of the Israelites. That's really what it means in most cases. The assembly was a assembly, a gathering, right? Matter of fact, let's do this. Go to the word assembly to keep it simple. 1 second. All right, let's go here. Assembly. It says a group of people gathered together in one place for a common purpose, right? It's just a gathering, right? So Jake know of church when they hear the word church, they think about a building, right? Right, but they don't know the actual history and what the word actually means, right? It's assembly of the Israelites. Those was the churches that was scattered throughout different places. The assembly of the Israelites, not the concept you have in your mind when you think about a modern day Christian church. That's all madness, right? But we'll try to tell our people this and they won't get it. You go back into that video, all them women full of folly. They don't know none of this stuff. And even when they're told about this, they get offended, right? They say you're being too deep, right? Most women say they spiritual, but a part of being spiritual is knowing the truth. It's right here. It says, "What did Yahweh Shah mean then in using the word lost when referred to the lost sheep of Israel in Matthew 9:36? Yahweh Shah describes the crowds following him as harassed and helpless, like a sheep without a shepherd that is lost, not knowing which way to go." And that's Jake, in a metaphoric sense, right? Imagine this, right? Say you got a sheep, and if you study a sheep, right, they have no defense mechanism. The shepherd looks totally after the sheep, right? Protect them from predators, their own selves, to guide them to green pastures, right? So they can you know what I'm saying, so they can eat, right? And so on and so forth. Waters, you know what I'm saying? The shepherd is totally looking out for the sheep because the sheep is helpless, right? It says right here that it's lost and not knowing which way to go. So imagine a sheep that has wandered from the shepherd, and this is symbolic, right? That's how people go into church on Sunday. They going into the religion of Islam. They going into the religion of Buddhism. They going into the religion of Jehovah Witness. They going into the religion of Methodists, Latter-day Saints, right? Presbyterian. You know what I'm saying? All these different genres of religions and philosophies, right? They wandered off. And what they wander into is death, because all these teachings, these doctrines, is going to lead to death, not them not knowing the truth, right? And even if some of the men and women of the elect has passed on, right? They're in the spiritual world, but they died with the truth. That's the difference from somebody down that don't have the truth, right? That's all you got at the end of the day, because all this fleshly stuff, the physical world will perish, right? So the most important thing in this world is having the truth, right? But again, give you the analogy of sheep that has wandered off from the shepherd, their good is dead, right? That's why Jake is being taken advantage of in many different ways, especially this pimped out game called the Christian church. But Jake is so gullible and easily to be tricked. They keep falling for the same hustle, right? So they go in the so-called church, them women, to do what? What are they learning? Nothing. They go in there and get emotional. They shed some tears, right? Pray to white Jesus and get out there and go hit the club the next day, if not the same night, right? And do some folly and rinse and repeat, right? It's madness. See what else I had queued up. But this Sunday worship, I'll go more into that another day. So let's go here. But this social media, I need to do a separate lesson about the social media degeneracy, right? That's going on throughout the world, right? But what the social media is showing us is what the Most High been seeing with our people. That's why Jake could go on social media and express his anger, right, for the truth, right? They'll curse out the Most High. They'll curse us out, right? But that's what the Most High been dealing with. We able to see it though, and this is why they're going to be destroyed. Ecclesiastes 10 and 6 means that foolish people are often placed in positions of high authority. It says, while those who are truly wise and capable are left in lower positions, which it will be our videos compared to the videos of the world, folly. Millions of hits. You got on y'all, you go on our videos, it's very small numbers, which we don't marvel at that, and not that we're looking for popularity, because that's how it's supposed to be. But you need to see the contrast, the difference, right? Anything dealing with folly, foolishness, you know what I'm saying? It takes off, right? But I didn't want to make this too long. I was just touching up on the lesson when I got cut off. Hopefully, this was edifying. Kal Hala Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakhat, Kodash. Shalom.